So this past September, we all headed down to Patagonia, Chile. Our mission on this trip was to ski lines into the center of the crater on the Puyehue volcano.
We flew there, it took us like 30 hours and met up with our guides, Jorge and Nico, and then we headed up to the base of the volcano, and that's kind of where we were basing out of. The first day was actually totally blue, and then it proceeded to rain for like 5 days.
A few days into it, the weather got a bit better, so we were able to load up all our gear on horseback.
Not supposed to get on horses with ski boots, but these are touring boots, they're different. Who needs a 4x4 when you got a horse? So we're about halfway up to the first base camp. We'll try and make it as high as we can before we hit the snow.
Mi hermano, toda la familia y toda la gente que había acá.
He was mentioned the volcano erupted in 1960 and they have to evacuate all his family for geological time. That's like seconds.
Is the volcano going to erupt on us while we're up there? Most epic trip ever. Unreal.
So we've just finished getting off our horses after climbing for like 2 hours. Managed to get us all the way up to the cabin. We're like right at the base of the volcano right now.
Cheers. Alright, this is the moment we've been waiting for. We're heading up the volcano.
The weather just continued to get worse as the day went on, and by the time we reached the summit, it was pretty much complete whiteout, windstorm, snowing. And
we're pretty shattered. We're like, holy cow, this is a huge mission. Like, I think it took us almost 4 hours.
we were able to make our way back down to the cabin, skiing by braille.
So we spent like 3 days up in the Refugio just waiting out weather. We were actually totally socked in the fog up there.
We got the forecast, and the forecast was just like, it sounded horrible. And then all of a sudden, we wake up to our guide Nico saying, "I don't want to disturb you, but the crater is open."
Everyone was just like, what? Like everyone was still half asleep.
I personally thought the crater was erupting, which was slightly terrifying.
Finally, we figured out what he was telling us. We looked outside and yeah, it was perfectly clear.
The next thing you know, we've got our skins on and we're making our way up in the dark.
I think it was about 2 hours of touring. We got to the top, and the first sight that you come over with is these Alaska-style spines. And to see that, where we were going to go ski, was like a dream come true. Just had 360 degrees of like super steep, rad terrain.
We'd be basically just touring around the rim up there. All of us would drop into our lines and we'd all end up in the center in the same spot again, and it was just a really cool way to be able to ski around together.
A volcano crater. I can't say I've ever done this before. I mean, look at it. It's the coolest thing I've ever done for sure.
When we least expected it, we ended up having 2 epic days up there, skiing inside of what is probably the most unique feature I've ever skied in.
Things really could not have gone any better.
When you're having to climb up and do it all under your own power, it's a big effort, but it's a much more complete experience than our typical trips of just waiting out the storm at the bottom of the mountain and then getting in a helicopter and flying around.
One of the coolest experiences I've ever had.